Welcome to the next episode of the Formula One driver career. Thank the Lord it's fully dry this weekend in Spain. The car is supposedly still continually one of the best, although McLaren have now caught up. And to be fair, Aston Martin and Mercedes and Red Bull are right there with us. The Haas is by far supposedly the best car right now. And of course, what were we in last season? We should have done a lot better in Canada, but we didn't. It was P10 only. But that was mainly down to my lack of pace in the wet and, of course, terrible qualifying sessions. So in Spain, we're certainly expecting to be much, much, much better. So I'm going to hop into practice once I've sorted my specialists out. And then, fingers crossed, we can get ourselves a genuinely impressive and respectable result this time around. Because I can't keep being around the edge of the points with this Ferrari now. Before, that was about where it should be. It shouldn't be 8th, 9th or 10th anymore. We have to challenge for podiums. So let's go and do that. Drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel, join me on stream, and vroom vroom. Resource points earned, maximised our potential return. 390 resource points is nice. There isn't much we can do on the car at the minute, though, for the amount of resource points that we have available at this present moment in time. We need, like, close to 1,000 points for nearly everything, I think, that's actually going to make a genuine difference on the car at this moment in time. Aerodynamics-wise, that's not going to be available until that's finished. And the others, well, that's as much as we could do at the moment. I imagine that will unlock, and the DRS will unlock once the front wing gurney flap is done. The fuel tank positioning needs redoing. To be fair, that's a 35% discount on the tyre wear, but that's still out of my reach at this present moment in time, and that's a 32% saving on spark plugs. 0% chance of failure will do for that one, thank you very much. So the car is still progressing and will improve continually as we go from rounds to rounds. Question is, how good is it here in Spain? In practice, I did a quali run and was about half a second off Lando Norris in the McLaren. But I don't know whether that was because I was scrappy or whether because I wasn't using anything other than the medium battery. So we'll wait and see what it's like in actual qualifying. He says, as he's forgotten to change his engine parts like a complete friggin' moron. So we're not going to have as much power as we might like because I'm an idiot. If I show you... I can't even see it here. Vehicle. So I wanted to put that in. I wanted to put that in. Nothing's at risk of failure. Nothing's majorly worn, but we will see a slight decrease in quality of lap time. But hopefully not enough to make a significant difference. Now I did a 1:12.5 in practice, so we'll wait and see what everyone's doing. Okay. Like I say, 1:12.5 with medium battery. So now that we've set to hot lap, we'll go and see what we can do. Might need to do 2 runs here just to make sure and not end up out of qualifying like we were in Canada. Coming in. Need a vast improvement. Need a massive improvement on our first lap. The first lap was really scrappy. Second lap has been better. Final turn wasn't as good, but still 7 to 7.5 tenths faster through the final lap, and it puts me P12 after Q1. My tyre wear here, according to the practice program, is 28% higher than the other drivers. And that's definitely going to have an effect on soft tyre runs, even in just a single lap. So we're going to really notice that throughout the course of qualifying for sure. I did a 112 flat. Charles, of course, did a 111.5 and finished P1. But look at Lance Stroll in P2. Stroll outperforming Fernando Alonso in nearly every racetrack, every round at the moment. But continually, the Haas is on paper the fastest car, and they're 10th and 11th. So that performance index really isn't anything to go by. And Charles Leclerc is only as fast as Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc could have, on paper, the worst car on the grid and still put it inside the top 2, couldn't he? So I don't think we can draw too much out of it yet. Lap time's not going to be good enough.
We've dropped to P15.
Not going to be through to Q3 with this lap. It's going to be just slightly faster than my Q1 lap. We were 12th with a 112 flat in Q1. We are 12th with a 111.9 in Q2. Tyre wear's got to be playing a part here. My rear tyres must not be able to live with the stresses and strains being put onto them. Pierre Gasly in the Alpine makes it through in a surprise effort in P10. Charles P7 only, but it's 5/10 of a second faster than me, really, if we're honest, just under. 11.2 from Max is monstrous. K-Mag, surely, well, 12.2 probably did go out again and try to, well, everybody went out again, actually, didn't they, for a second lap. I did a 111.947. I was 1.5 tenths away from Pierre Gasly in P10, which is not a massive amount, but 3 tenths off Lewis. There's definitely a step to the first 9, that's for sure. Stroll, this time, bested by his teammate in Q2, but who is going to have the better of things in Q3? We shall find out in due course. Who's on pole? Lando on pole. A 111.2 from Lando. 111.3 from Oscar. Exactly 1/10 slower than his teammate. A 218 to a 318. Charles was a 387, and Charles will start P4. Alonso gets the better of Lance Stroll when it matters. Lance Stroll starting 9th in the end, so poor from him. We'll be 12th as we expected to be. No penalties from anyone that we've seen so far, and I don't anticipate there will be. Doesn't look like there are any. Théo Pourchaire at the back. Théo Pourchaire and Zhou Guan Yu, the last 2 on the grid. It's going to be overcast for the race, meaning that hopefully tyre won't be as bad. It's still going to be really poor for us here. For whatever reason, the AI just have significantly better tyre wear here. So I'm probably still going to start on the mediums with the majority of the front runners, although you saw there that McLaren and Red Bull... Hey, look, it reckons it's going to take me an extra 14 seconds to make it to the end, which is absurd, really. Oh, that's just... It's not really doable, is it? It wants me to start on the softs, but on full load, the softs are just going to be so slow. I'm going to go medium, soft, and we might end up having to go medium, hard, soft. We'll do what we can with what we've got, but it's going to be very, very difficult. Fuel was quite high here as well, so we'll still put 3 laps worth of extra fuel, and we'll start on the mediums and hope to make significant progress forward, but with tyre wear just being as it is here, it's an annoying one that since the car has been supposedly really promising, I haven't really been able to make the most of it. See what happens in Spain. Expecting some very fast starters on the softs around us, if we're completely honest. This one might be just as frustrating as Canada for different reasons. Canada was frustrating because we had poor performance in the wet, and then, sorry, concentrating. Poor performance in the wet after a mistake in qualifying. And then this one might be painful just quite simply because tyre wear is, for some reason, absurdly high compared to the AI. I don't know whether it's because it's my driving style or whether the AI are just really, really strong at Spain and need tweaking. The AI have traditionally been strong in Spain, but that tends to be just on lap time, not necessarily on tyre wear as well, although maybe the tyre wear is the reason why the AI have been really strong in Spain in previous years. I don't know. All I know is it's going to be a long race that we hope we can have a pleasing end result in. A single point in Canada wasn't superb. We would like more in Spain. We certainly expect to have a significantly better result in Austria next time out. But we'll do what we can. Gonna try the 2-stop. Very much expect everybody else to be on a 1-stop. Be that a medium soft or a soft medium. Those that have started on the softs might be 2-stopping. We'll ask. But
just ahead. Push.
I'm imagining they're still 1-stopping even on a soft tyre.
Their tyres are just 1 lap old. Okay, we think they've
Oh, they are
2
2.
stops remaining.
They are
2 stops
2-stopping,
remaining.
okay.
And the time last lap,
Well, we'll try and use that to our advantage, considering we'll be on the soft tyre at the end of the race. So, fingers crossed, that works for us then. Those that started on the mediums are probably 1-stopping medium to hard, though. You would imagine. It is slightly slower for us. I imagine the predicted default setup would have it be slightly quicker than it is for us. But whether that's quicker compared to the 2-stop as well, or just inherently quicker than anything I can do because of my tyre wear, I don't know. But we are about 14 or 15 seconds on paper slower to the end because of high tyre wear, which is not going to be fun. Hulkenberg should be able to get past Gasly very soon. Gasly does have DRS here. As soon as Hulkenberg is past Gasly, I'll ask about Pierre's strategy. And we'll see if the medium runners are 2-stopping as well. They didn't even tell me about his tyre strategy.
Gasly's ahead of you. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums.
Tell me about his... Yeah, tell me about his stops. 1 more stop. Yeah, okay. So the medium runners are 1-stopping. The soft runners are 2.
Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10.
TWO, 2. Not 2 TOO when they're also 1-stopping. So everyone in front of us, other than Hulkenberg, is on a 1-stop. Apart from actually... Sainz is on a 1-stop as well. Sorry, Sainz is on it. Everyone other than Hulkenberg, Sainz, brain, Piastri and Verstappen are 1-stopping, but in front of us there are 4 other 2-stoppers, and we are 2-stopping, albeit having to start on the harder compound of the medium as opposed to the soft. That was rubbish. So thank you to Spurs is confirmed now, is it? 65. Hulkenberg going defensive with his teammate attacking him. I could try and make the most of that. And Hulkenberg jinked left slightly, which blocked off my opportunity to maybe go around the outside. Gasly has gotten his teammate back again. I'm going to try and get his teammate as well here. Gasly's going to go defensive on me, which is going to open the door for Hulkenberg to get him back and mean that I can't actually do anything. We're all fighting and scrapping very hard here at the moment, but all we're doing at present is letting that top 10 disappear, which is not ideal, gentlemen. If you don't mind, very much like to keep up with everyone that's in the points. Hulkenberg, slow up the hill. I couldn't do anything about it because it's too narrow. And neither of the both the Alpines are just ruining each other's and everyone else behind's race at the moment. Never mind. If we can get past, we'll try and disappear. At least get away from everyone behind, even if we can't catch those in front. Use as much battery as needs be to try and get some moves done. And we should be able to get Pierre Gasly here. And then hopefully we can get Hulkenberg after that as well. Maybe around the outside of turn 1, 2. No, Hulkenberg's going to get the move done and get very defensive and aggressive on Gasly to make sure that he doesn't come through. And now we're going to try and take Hulkenberg as well. Those on the soft tyres should fade quite quickly. Right, I'm I'm going to try desperately to close up on Nico Hulkenberg now if I can. It's 1.5 seconds down the road. I'm using a lot of battery just to try and defend from behind as well. Gasly's the other medium runner of those of us at this point of the circuit. Everyone else behind him is going to be on softs, like Hulkenberg and Sainz in front of me. So I really need to catch Nico and get Draxel on in his DRS if I can, but I fear for the time being he is going to be the quicker car, probably by a little bit of a margin. So we might be stuck for the time being in P12 for now, but hopefully when they box off those softs onto mediums, it won't be the undercut opportunity that we're looking for. What we're looking to do is be faster at the end on the softs that they're on now. If Kevin gets me, that is fast, and I'm close enough to Kevin that if he gets me, I should be able to stick with him. Nico was already out of DRS range by the time we got past Pierre, meaning that I couldn't stay in that 1 second margin, but we should be able to do that with Kevin, and Kevin hopefully can help drag us to those in front, because he's pulling away from Gasly behind. Quite frankly, I might be tempted to let Kevin get me here and then just try and stick with him and pull us away from those behind. I need Pierre to get very defensive though. So we've purposefully let Kevin Magnussen through here with a view to staying within a second of him. Right, Kevin and I could work together here, just DRS swapping. It's gone very aggressive, as Kevin Magnussen always does. We could work together DRS swapping here to close in on Nico and those in front and really pull away from those behind. So I'm quite happy to do that with him. If it were real life, or rephrase, if it were an online race like Creator Series, I'd speak to Kevin. Can't do that in real life, but if it were Creator Series, I'd speak to Kevin in the Discord call and be like, let's work together, DRS swap, and close on those in front. And he'd be like, okay, let's do it. But at the minute, I can't speak to Kevin, but the gaps in front will be more favourable if we work together.
Get on with the race.
Well, the audio said Magnussen, the overlay says Hulkenberg, so it's actually Hulkenberg at once if you look at the gap. So that's handy. So I'm not going to be able to overtake Nico Hulkenberg in the next 7 laps, unless he fucking pits. Which he might do, to be fair, because he's on the 2-stop. He might box at the end of lap 19, not 18.
Okay, some information on Gasly. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
That's actually annoying, because Gasly was holding up everyone behind beautifully and ensuring we had a very comfortable gap. Now, what we won't have now is a comfortable gap, because they'll easily get past him on the straight and then start to close up on us. Which is not what we were after, really. We are kinda reeling Nico Hulkenberg in. But it's not been massively influential, this DRS swap with Kevin Magnussen. And the closest we got it down to was 1.3. It has been sat about 2.2 for a couple of laps now. We'll try and get that gap closed entirely. If I can get close enough to Hulkenberg to get DRS on him, then that's stunning. But I don't know if we're going to get that lucky yet, at least, until their softs really start to go off. And quite frankly, I think my mediums are going off just as quickly as their softs right now. Or at least nowhere near as slowly in comparison as I might like, because of my supposed massive tyre wear here. So we are just toing and froing with Kevin Magnussen, whilst trying to close on Nico, but so far not massively being able to do so. This can be the earliest in the straight that I'll get Kevin so far. And the gap to Nico is dramatically coming down. And that's the lowest it's gotten so far, 1.1. We're very nearly. We just gained a whole second on Nico Hulkenberg down the straight. Unfortunately, he's then extended another 2.5 to 3 tenths around turns 1, 2 and 3. Be within DRS range of a certain Nico Hulkenberg now. Good. Their soft tyres are going on lap 15. We're looking to box on lap 23. I might try and extend to 25 if I can. I'm probably going to look to do 25, 25, 16 in terms of my stints. But we're with Nico now. And the gap to the front pack still hovering about 7 seconds. They're not massively pulling away at the moment. They are led, of course, by Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri on soft tyres. So their tyre wear is going to be higher compared to those other medium runners. And the fact that there is a soft runner in front in the shape of Max Verstappen at the minute is halting their progress as a group. If they were being led by a medium runner, they probably would have pulled the gap a bit more. But as Max's tyres are going off, we're actually able to reel them in a little bit. Only a little bit, but a little bit is better than them pulling on me, isn't it? We could still, potentially, have a half-decent points finish here because of our reverse strategy compared to their softs to mediums. We're doing mediums to softs. And I'm probably going to be able to take Nico here now as well, hopefully. Which indeed we will. Goodbye, Mr. Hulkenberg. Toodaloo.
Nice work. That's why I love working with you. Smashed it.
Smashed it. Thanks, Mark. So at this stage then, on lap 17, there has now gotten a medium runner in the lead. Or we now have gotten the medium runner in the lead. So now they'll start to get dragged along by at this stage of the race, faster car because of tyre wear. That front pack. Hopefully they continue to fight and hopefully Max gets him back. Nico and Kevin behind have been fighting and we have been able to get out of DRS range of the two of them. And this stint is working in our favour now. But those medium runners in front are only stopping once, whereas we, of course, are stopping twice. So they do still very much have an advantage on us. And Verstappen is in now. So Max pits on lap 17. That's earlier than I anticipated any of the soft runners would. I wonder whether he's got any damage. He doesn't. It's just a straight soft to medium stop. No damage on Max, but he's stopping earlier than any of the other soft runners, which is intriguing. Pierre Gasly has now dropped to the back, as he's obviously got that mechanical issue that's affecting his straight line speed. But Max pitting so early is intriguing, although I don't envisage many of the other soft runners going much further than the lap that we're on now, lap 18. Piastri leading the rest of the gang at the moment, with Fernando Alonso now in P1, although he was before Max boxed. Sainz we can catch and overtake before the end, I believe. Piastri probably not, but there's certainly a top 8 on here, I think. Nearly take the final corner flat now. You can see by the minimap that Fernando Alonso is now stretching a lead there. That's the difference, the medium tyre to the soft. Fernando Alonso's just disappeared out in front, whilst Oscar Piastri on his soft tyres still holds everyone else up, which continues to work more and more in our favour. The gap to the group in front is not necessarily coming down, but it's holding itself where it is, which is beneficial to us. My teammate Charles Leclerc was having a look at the McLaren into turn 1 at the end of the previous lap, or the beginning of this lap, should I say, but wasn't able to get the move done. I believe it's still Piastri in P2. No, it's Lando and Charles Leclerc that have both gotten through, as it happens, against Oscar Piastri. So now the medium-tyred runner's really starting to take a step on. I could try and do a one-stop. If we feel that we can take these tyres to about lap 30, then I could try and switch. But I just don't think we'll have the pace to hold anyone off behind us at the end of the race on very worn hards, as we would maybe with an extra stop and then soft tyres. But it's an intriguing way up now at the moment, with those soft-tyred runners in front actually bringing those other one-stoppers back towards us. We might, if we can maybe tag onto the back of that group in front, we might try and copy them and get dragged along. Okay, so Hulkenberg is in behind, but still the majority of the other soft runners are staying out. The longer they go, the better it is for us continually. Still, yeah, Nico's the only one in. So only Nico and Max Verstappen are in so far. Which makes me wonder whether some of the other soft runners are actually one-stopping.
Their tyres are 19 laps old. We think
They are one-stopping.
Last lap, 1:17.
So it's only Nico and Max Verstappen that are two-stopping. All of the other soft runners are one-stopping. I might have to follow suit. I don't see us being able to make a two-stop work if there's only two others doing it, one of which is nowhere near us, in obviously Max Verstappen's case, in terms of pace. I might just lose too much time trying to get back through all of the one-stoppers. Or would it work? Would the fact that not many others are doing what we're anticipating to do with a two-stop, would that actually then work in our favour? It looks like Oscar Piastri's also two-stopping after boxing at the end of lap 20. It's a difficult decision at the minute then. Carlos Sainz still going, but presumably that means both Hasses are one-stopping soft to medium. I don't know what to do. If we can get to the back of that group in front, then I can one-stop. But if we don't, I think I'm not going to be able to. Wasn't quick enough to ask about Sainz to know whether he's on a two or a one-stopper now. I could copy the one-stoppers in terms of do a one-stop. It's just that each stint would be on a harder set of tyres than they'd be running, which isn't ideal.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
It would mean that at some point I would have better tyre wear than they do. We're 35% worn on the rear left at the minute after 22 laps. I don't know whether these actually make it to lap 30. They might. They might. If they do, they're probably going to make it in a better condition than those on the soft runners. Those soft runners one-stoppers. But the medium one-stoppers, I don't see it happening. I don't know what to do. Max sets the fastest lap of the race. He's now up to P10 and pushing hard on his two-stop strategy to try and make that work. I think I'm going to one-stop. I think I'm going to switch. I'm going to run a one-stop, medium to hard, and try and make it work. So even amongst the two-stoppers, there are different strategies at play. The majority actually have gone soft. I mean, that means that they'll be on mediums at the end as opposed to softs. But I don't. It's just a mystery at the minute. I am at an absolute loss as to what strategy is going to get me A, to the end quickest,
the gap's currently about 6
and
seconds
B,
to the next car. Let's see if we can reduce it when we can.
to finish in the highest possible position. Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri are battling amongst themselves at the minute, which is going to slow them up with their strategy. I wonder whether we'd just be better served running the one-stop and not running in any traffic, trying to make up places to then have to stop again and do it again. Just drain my battery as best I can. It would be a lonely race.
In this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
But if I go to the hard tyres about lap 30, maybe slightly before, Lewis has boxed now off his mediums, so he's going to go hard, and he'll look to take those hard tyres to the end from lap 25. I presume, anyway. No, see, Lewis has gone medium as well. So we thought all the soft runners were two-stopping, and they're not. And we thought all the medium starters were one-stopping, but they're not. But I think Lewis is seemingly the only medium runner that is two-stopping, because everyone else is boxed. And those that haven't boxed yet, presumably, aren't going to go an extra lap. If nobody boxes this lap from the set in front of us, then I'd say they're all one-stopping. I would be intrigued if someone does two, though, as in 2WO. There's a real tactical decision ongoing here, and it's George Russell. So both the Mercedes are two-stopping, but everyone else is seemingly one-stopping.
Okay, gap ahead.
I'm going to switch to a one-stop and see if I can't get the better of those Mercedes that are two-stopping, I think. Max is on me, and Max is fast. He was 2 seconds behind at turn 1. Now as we're at turn 9, he's closed by 1.5 seconds. That Red Bull is shifting very, very, very quickly. So quickly, in fact, he's going to try and go around the outside at turn 10. I'll be forced into leaving him some room, and he's just, quite frankly, got the traction to get the move done. I haven't really lost any time there, though, by being overtaken. If anything, I'm now going to gain time by now having DRS off the back of Max. So thank you very much for that. We will use that to our advantage. Maybe take Max back here. And he'll have to do all over again. Thanks for the free lap time, Mr. Verstappen. I appreciate it. Cheers, Max. Thanks for the front wing damage. So I oversteer here and the back end steps, so my corner angle tightens a bit, my front end nips in, and Max understeers a bit here mid-corner as you see him straightening up the wheel to try and deal with that, and that means that he drifts wide, so we both kind of pincer like that towards each other. You can see my front wing on the left there. Contact is made, and it's just got a slight crack in it, I think, is the only damage there. Does it? Here, look. I get oversteer here, my back end steps, and then Max straightens off and then turns again. Actually, it might just be... Is it wing to wing? It's just net code, is what it is. It's wing to wing contact, in theory, then. And I think he's taken a little bit, I've taken a little bit. But ultimately, neither of us will suffer from lesser pace as a result. Here comes Oscar Piastri behind now on his fresh soft tyres. He'll be even faster than Max Verstappen at this stage, you would imagine. Although, to be fair, his tyres might have worn quite a bit now. Right, I'm probably going to box next lap, I think, on 29. And try and undercut those one-stoppers. Those medium one-stoppers in front are going to be very, very fast once they switch tyres. So if I can get a bit of an undercut and try and close the gap slightly, then maybe I'll stand a better chance come the end of the race. They might even be medium soft one-stopping, meaning they'll go a lot further on their medium set right now. Oh, it could go any which way at this stage. We're currently running P8. We're very happy to be running P8. But there is the chance for a slightly better finish, I feel, today. So we're going to box then, here and now, at the end of lap 30, and we have officially switched from a one-stop to a... Sorry, from a two-stop to a one. We are changing strategy to take advantage of the way things are panning out in the race. Now, please don't mess this stop up, Ferrari.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you. We've been renowned for that recently. We're going to drop to quite a way down, actually, behind these soft runners.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
But hopefully we can make our way through them quite quickly. I need to lose as little time as possible up against this lot now. Tsunoda's going to sweep through on me, but they will have been on these softs quite a while. So I should have, even though I'm on a hard tyre, I should have a pace advantage here. I what I could really do with them doing is boxing and getting out of the way and for me to lose as little time as possible, but I don't know as I'm going to get that lucky, really.
Use overtake, use overtake.
And Charles Leclerc's boxed on 31, so those other medium one-stop runners have boxed just 1 lap later than I have. So our opportunity to get a bit of an undercut isn't really going to work. But maybe we weren't in a position to be able to undercut to gain more positions, but we might have been in a position, or might still be in a position, to gain time and ultimately put positions and points on those that were two-stopping. I've no idea at the minute. I still can tell you how this one's going to pan out. Gasly's in the box for the second time, or is that for the first time? Actually, it might be the first time, Pierre Gasly. Indeed it is. His one stop is now being enacted. Notice how Kevin Magnussen boxed significantly earlier than we did. But Kevin has gotten stuck in this traffic and it's completely ruined his undercut. So K-Mag still has one more stop to make. He's been stuck in traffic. This is something I can't afford to replicate. We've seen off Tsunoda. Now we need to get past Albon. And then hopefully the aim is to go with Kevin until he boxes again. And just like we did in the first stint, yo-yo DRS, just take him with us and he takes me with him. Because he'll be boxing again for another set of mediums in about 10 laps time or so. I can't afford to wait 10 laps before getting through this traffic. We need to see it off and ASAP Rocky. Can I get Alex? Can I get Alex? I'm going to have to use all my battery. He's going to go defensive. We'll try the same move as we used on Tsunoda. Had to almost drive off the track to get it done. He left me no space. But I still had one wheel within the track limits. So I got the move done legally, legitimately and fairly. And we're up to P15 and chasing now Daniel Ricciardo, who Kevin Magnussen has just dispatched himself. Right, Daniel's going to try and get Esteban. I'm going to try and get Daniel. He's going to go defensive. Got the same move on him that's worked so well for us against everybody else so far today. Around the outside of turn 1. And now we're right on Esteban Ocon. Unfortunately, Kevin Magnussen has been able to get 3 seconds down the road on those brand new, or newer, medium tyres. But he does have another box, another stop to make. So I'm hoping he'll come back towards us towards the end of his current stint. And then we should hopefully be able to defend against him at the end of his next stint. I'm praying anyway. Don't yet know. Or was Kevin one-stopping? I'm losing track of who's doing what here at the minute. So many different strategies are at play with so many different drivers. Ocon will be a comfortable overtake here. DRS and lots of ERS. Thank you, Esteban, for giving me the racing line as well. I appreciate it very much. Toodaloo. Piastri's in the box. Piastri's out of the box. Okay. That's Piastri's made his second stop then. It's gone soft, and he's now going to do 26 laps, or 27 laps as the case may be, on a set of medium tyres, which is perfectly doable. Even we were able to do 27 laps on a set of medium tyres. I think overall we've actually shown really good race pace today. I know we're only on lap 40 of 66, there's still a third of the race to go, but we've shown really good race pace so far today. If it weren't for the astronomically high tyre wear, I think we'd have had a very, very competitive finish. And we would have had a much more competitive qualifying session as well. I think in the last sector I just was struggling with rear tyre wear and lack of traction compared to everyone else.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please.
But we've shown with some of the overtakes we've made today and in general the way that we've been able to manage the race to this point, that once things fall into place the way that they haven't here in Spain or didn't in Canada, will be very, very, very quick and challenging for podiums. Sainz and Ocon in the pits. That's us up to P12 as it stands. Both Mercedes are yet to box again. I'm hoping for still a top 8 finish, but we're going to have to work very hard for it. Hulkenberg in the pits, out the pits. It's up to P11 now and gaining a significant gap on Hulk. Carlos Sainz is now closing me down on fresh mediums, which is not going to be fun. Our tyres are going just less than 1% a lap. Go on, Carlos.
Try to stay with them. They might make a mistake and we could still regain the position.
I'm not trying to gain the position. Just trying to stick with him. He's going to be bloody quick, Carlos Sainz. Happy just to stay with him in the short term. I'm going to need as much battery as I can get, so I want to get close enough to stay with, but not so close that he starts to defend and we both lose time. I need basically as much battery as possible through the lap to be able to maintain DRS, and even then I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Look, I'll try my best. Even if it's just for one lap, I'll try my best.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
That's now both the 2 stopping Mercedes in and out of the pits in front of us here as we start lap 51. 16 laps to go. We're basically maintaining the gap to Hulkenberg behind. We've still got Kevin Magnussen of those in front to box again, but I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So that would only take us as far as P11, and even then we'd probably struggle to keep Kevin behind. Kevin, when did Kevin stop? Kevin might be one stopping soft medium. He was, wasn't he? Kevin was one stopping soft medium. So his lap times are in the mid. Well, you can see where he picked up DRS, can't you? 15.1, 1, 1, 2, and then he's half a second quicker out of nowhere. That's because he's got DRS and he's clinging onto the back of someone, isn't it? That's annoying. Well, Kevin isn't going to box again, and everyone in front of us is running to the end. Personal fastest lap of the race on lap 61 of 66. The gap behind is coming down. The gap in front is also coming down. I just don't quite know if the gap in front is coming down by enough for us to stand a chance of a sniff of a P11. 5.1, it's coming down by like 7 or 8 tenths a lap. So I go deep into 5, which is not going to help. Maybe if there were 68 laps, we'd definitely get the overtake done. But with there being only 66, not quite going to get within DRS range in time, I don't think. I might end up needing perhaps just the 1 extra lap to stand a chance of getting Kevin. I feel like we have half-decent excuses for not getting the end race result that we arguably should be in Canada and Spain. In Canada, obviously, I made the mistake in qualifying. That's fair enough. We take that on the chin. But certainly in the race, we didn't get help with the weather. Here, having 28% more tyre wear feels very track-specific to me. And being forced to run a compound harder than everybody else for almost every stint. until you can't get any harder than the hard. I don't know, I feel like we, in usual circumstances, if the tyre wear was as competitive as it usually is, I'd have been higher than this, notably higher than this. The situation is the situation. We have not been good enough today, in Ferrari's terms, in the grand scheme of things, in really our own expectation of ourselves. And we will have to start performing very soon, otherwise our Ferrari seat might be under threat. 4.2 seconds as we cross the line with 3 laps to go. So we start the final lap and then the gap in front is 2.8. It would have taken probably 68 or 69 laps to close and gain the gap to Kevin. It is what it is. We've been over throughout the course of this race what the scenario is, what the difficulties were, and why we feel like we are where we are here. I would certainly hope to be better in the next one. Obviously, Spain has always been strong for the AI anyway. I hadn't even been paying attention to fuel as that was flashing at me at the bottom of the MFD. I did slightly start to worry. They'd not mentioned anything to me about fuel in commentary. Fernando Alonso wins his home Grand Prix in the Aston Martin. Congratulations goes to him. He was, again, getting caught out by the Mercedes colour and the Sauber colour. I think it's Fernando Alonso from the 2 McLarens from Charles Leclerc in P4. So, there's that ghost bump again. Try that one more time, shall we? Ready? 1, 2, 3, nothing around you and bump. Cool. That bump has been there, or there has been a bump, either here or there or on the pit entry for like 3 years at Spain, and they just can't quite seem to fix it, can they? It's P12 for us in Spain. Feel free to be as harsh as you want. I guess I probably deserve that. Oscar Piastri gets a podium finish and driver of the day. We believe Charles Leclerc finished 4th, and I'm sure as we get to the graphics, we will find out that indeed Charles Leclerc did finish 4th. After starting 4th, he finishes exactly there. Piastri started 2nd and finished 3rd, but got driver of the day. Would have thought Fernando Alonso starting 5th and getting the win deserved driver of the day, but, you know, it is what it is. Lewis Hamilton gets the fastest lap point. We were just off the pace, weren't we? Let's be honest. But Spain is Spain, and you guys know what Spain has been like with the AI for a number of years now. Still, my recognition is at only 36%. Sag, it is what it is. We plough forward. I believe it's Austria next, which should be a track we're more competitive at, albeit I'm going to have to make sure I get the setup right, because obviously straight line speed is an area where we've been struggling with the poor downforce on the car, and at Austria it's straight line speed that you kind of need a lot of. So a dry weekend would be phenomenal, please. I do need to get myself up to 81 rated to make sure I maintain my contract. Actually, no, I need to stay at 76 or above to retain my seat, so I'm definitely going to be able to stay at Ferrari. That's absolutely not a problem at all. Anything going to pass before the next? No, 2nd of July is the next. Only 258 resource points. So to Austria we go for the back-to-back. There is a chance of rain at Austria. There always is a chance of rain at Austria. We just have to hope that there's no chance of rain at Austria this time around. And there's not. It is a sprint weekend, though. So at least, again, the sprint will give us an idea. Ooh. Oh, no. I thought for a minute we'd taken the sharp incline. We haven't, obviously. The others have closed in on us since our improvement towards Spain from Canada, and it looks like others have actually improved yet further still. McLaren have taken a step up, and Haas have done the same. Holy moly! And then it's ourselves in there with Aston Martin, Red Bull, and Mercedes. Okay, Haas and McLaren, fine. Haas and McLaren, fine. Well, the sprint will give us an idea of what we need to do with the setup for the full Grand Prix. So it's one of those scenarios where we can run what we want to run, and then we'll know whether that's good, or we need to tweak it yet further for quali. But we'll try and figure it out in practice if we can. Regardless, that'll be in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching today, of course. As ever, I apologise that on this occasion I wasn't able to get any points for you. Is never the plan with Ferrari, never really the plan at this stage of a save either. But you deal, or you're dealt the hand that you get, and you have to deal with the hand that you're dealt. And on this occasion, we didn't have a very good hand. We hope to have a better hand in Austria. Join me for racing, not poker, in the next Grand Prix. I'll see you then.